Flashback, Episode 38, Cats, Dogs, and God. Mitzi sentenced for sin. Sarah was seated in a coffee shop with New York Times journalist Mitzi Ballard. Sarah had rescued Mitzi from a mob dash-and-grab, dash-and-steal event in Walgreens, in which Mitzi was mugged and her life was being threatened. But Sarah saved Mitzi with deadly force, killing 2 muggers. Sarah intended to persuade Mitzi to drop all mafia snooping and reporting, but Mitzi was reluctant to drop her mafia investigation despite her being rescued. Sarah mused aloud, "Are you truly faithful, Mitzi? I think you may need an enlightened perspective." Sarah said, "If you believed in God, then you would take what I am telling you more seriously. You would at least have chosen to hear me out on the possibility, the chance that I really was on a mission for God." Sarah asked, "Are you familiar with Revelation 3:8, God's open door?" Sarah said, "God has placed a door for you to communicate freely with Him. No one, nothing can stand between you and God if you stand true at His door. Whether you perceive the door between you and God is closed or open, it is always there. It is open for you to communicate with God, but you have to choose to be there at God's door." Sarah asked, "Are you familiar with Revelation 3:20, the open door to Jesus?" Sarah said, "Jesus has placed a door for each and every one of us, including you, that can only be opened or closed by you. He knocks upon the door, beckoning you, but only you can respond and open the door to bring Him and His love into your heart and into your life." Sarah added, "If you open the door, Jesus will enter you and give you strength to do the right things and to live and be righteous." Sarah said again and succinctly, "But you must choose to open the door to Jesus and choose the door to God, to welcome their love and strength into your heart and soul. With their empowerment, you will have the fortitude to be righteous." Sarah said, "Let me share with you a metaphor, because your faith, it seems ignorant, and I perceive it is uncertain." Sarah leaned across the coffee shop table. She explained, "Imagine a cat or a dog is behind a closed door, behind a door that leads to their master. The cat believes that their master is inside, and the cat wishes to see and be with their master, for they love their master. But the door, it blocks sight and sound, it blocks touch, it blocks everything. And yet the cat knows in its heart that the master exists within. They know without seeing or hearing or touching that their master is beyond the door. They know that if they are true and they are loyal, that their master will provide for them. They have faith in their master being there, loving them, and providing for them." Sarah concluded, "We are the cat or the dog, and God is our master." Sarah asked, "You may need to look at your faith. and reflect on your soul. You should reflect if you want your master to open the gates to heaven for you, or if you want your master to cast you down through hell's gates to eternal torment. What do you want for eternity after you leave this mortal coil and go to your afterlife? Sarah asked again, are you truly faithful? Mitzi, in the moment of bravery and potential stupidity, challenged Sarah. You know, I guess when I hear your story, maybe I don't believe. Maybe there is not a God. Mitzi said, I just don't know if there is even a door, much less a Jesus or a God behind any of it. She added, I mean, if God existed, he, she, they, wouldn't they do their own work and business? And God would not have some random woman doing his, her, their bidding, she said sarcastically. Sarah looked coldly at Mitzi, and she said simply, I see. I regret saving you from your otherwise certain demise, but it was not my place to let you die. I had a duty, so I did it. Sarah smiled then. However, God will judge you. Sarah threatened, I am on God's mission right now. She judged you appear unwilling to cease your mafia reporting. Sarah said, your options have now changed. I give you two choices. 1, resign from your job at New York Times and leave New York State forever. Option 2, you will simply die. Sarah explained, I gave you a path without risk or issue, but you declined. And you have proven to be without faith. And you have proven to be untrustworthy. Sarah decreed, I cannot trust you. Therefore, you will remove all risk by resigning and leaving the state, or by dying where you will be unable to continue snooping and reporting. Horrified and freaked out, Mitzi just leapt up from her seat and she ran towards the coffee shop door to flee from the crazy lady. But Sarah just stood up and she yelled across the shop, What about Jeremy? What about Devin? Mitzi stopped dead in her tracks. Her face turned white. She turned around and she walked and returned back to her seat. She stared, afraid, at Sarah. Mitzi asked, Why did you say the name of my husband and my son? Sarah warned, God's mission has no limitations. There are no constraints to completing God's mission. My mission will be successful. Sarah emphasized, You need to heed me. Sarah threatened, I hate this, and I do ask for your forgiveness. However, let me be clear. If you do not end your mafia snooping and reporting, I will expose your sinful affair with the district attorney, with the DA of New York. How will your husband and your son handle your betrayal of them and their trust? Likely, your relationship with them will be ruined, and your life will be exploded. Sarah sighed. It is not the way anyone wanted this to play out. However, it is now up to you. Mitzi wanted to lie and deny all of Sarah's accusations, but Mitzi wondered what this woman actually really did know. What evidence did she have? Mitzi countered, "How do you know? You don't have proof. It's your crazy words against mine," she asserted. Sarah responded, "The mafia has dirt on you. Mitzi, your affair is only one thing they have on you." Sarah added, "They have proof of pivotal information that you have buried. And they have evidence of lies that you have evangelized publicly." Sarah said, "Unfortunately, you have proven unstable, and you have proven untrustworthy to me." Sarah sentenced Mitzi, "I will smite you when you least expect it, should you ever publish or even snoop anywhere near the mafia." Sarah further sentenced, "Alas, now you must resign your job at the New York Times newspaper and move out of the state within a week, or I will expose your affair and illicit behavior, and when least expected, I will send you to your judgment into the afterlife." Sarah asked, "Tell me, 1, that you understand, 2, that you agree, and 3, that you will be out of the state within the week. Your family may remain, but you are the problem and must go." Sarah paused, giving Mitzi a moment to respond.